My own personal jungle gym.
Well, while these guys are plugging in, we'll get started. And welcome to the Two-Way Street Coffee House. Also welcoming our virtual friends. We have a camera on the ceiling over here. It only sees the stage. So don't be worried if you're not supposed to be here. Tell that same stupid joke every week. My name is John, and I'm your host tonight. We are a listening room, so when the performers are performing, or when I'm talking, you are listening. And we're an all-volunteer staff. We have a full staff tonight. We've got Tim working the camera, Joel working the sound, Ruth pouring coffee, and Jennifer doing all the things she does over there. So we've been in operation for 51 years in this room. I always say 51 years, 52 Fridays in a year. You do the math. Quite a few people have come through this venue. So we are a fair trade music venue, which is we are supporting the musicians, the traveling musicians, local union 1000, which basically is not everybody belongs, but for those who do, we support that. So tonight we have Albion West in the coffee house. There's a flyer on the table that gives you more of a bio on them. And so I guess with that, are you guys ready to go? They say they're ready to go. So we're going to take a shot at this. Welcome Kacie on guitar, Jeremiah on the percussion, and Linnea.
Yes, crushed it.
There you go. On the big violin. So take it away, guys.
Mm-hmm. I need you.
what I hold now will find a way to fall. In a garden, in a garden, fought hard, but I'm ready to be just a cool north wind. What I hold then surely cannot stand. With these soft hands, with these soft hands, take a coat and hung it up, oh, hung it up. And see the grass, just let it grow. Hung it up, oh, hung it up. You can take my hand, I've let it go for no other man. You see the grass, just let it grow. Hung it up, oh. When it's over, I promised to let it all go. Find the edges, the crevice, the remnants of hope where I weathered my body and the clothing I wear in an alley with nothing but all of my care. Oh, I famished inside me, too heavy to bear. Oh, the weight of a sunrise in the thick of despair. Oh, I sang out the window, I just cut my hair. Oh, hung it up, oh. You can take my coat, hung it up, oh, hung it up. You see the grass, just let it grow. Hung it up, oh. Thank you very much. So, hello. We're Albion West, and we're going to be playing music tonight, in case that wasn't already very clear. We're mostly going to be playing original stuff. That last one was a new one that we're currently calling Coat. And I guess I'll go in and out of talking throughout, because I know it's listening room, but I don't want to talk your ears off. But we currently have an album out called Hummingbird, which I'll kind of get into a little bit later. But this next song is called Fragile Line, and it's off that album. Let your mind follow the fragile line of loving life, yet knowing it too well. And if it hurts to be free, find a seagull in the breeze, flying small in daylight's keep. And with that speed and in that size, tell me now if you decide a human's fight could be double that kind. And if it could, might I choose to pigeon organs through my shoes? 100 doves will fill me through. Tie me to my bones. My skin is not of stone. My skin is not of stone. Tie me to my bones. My skin is not of stone. My skin is not of stone. Let your heart know there is a kind of rolling hill and leaving things behind. And if it's hard to believe, time will conquer disbelief. Promise me you'll dare to see that when fears caress an eye, there's a choice to feel alive. A human's fight could be worn with delight. And since it could, might I choose to harness gravestones like a shoe and throw them off when days are through. Tie me to my bones. My skin is not of stone. My skin is not of stone. Tie me to my bones. My skin is not of stone. My skin is not of stone. Though the skin that I am stitched to lies 100 miles of issues, I'm better off to find my feet again. And finding mud is not an issue, 'cause I'm a southpaw used to tissues, and I know I'm gonna get back home again. Tie me to my bones. My skin is not of stone. My skin is not of stone. Tie me to my bones. My skin is not of stone. My skin is not of stone.
Thank you very much. So, as I said, the album is called Hummingbird, and it came out of the song that we're about to play next, which is called, I accidentally always call it Hummingbird. It's called Rain Song. There we go. It's called Rain Song, and when I was writing the chorus of it, which goes, I want to rise like a hummingbird, and then it goes on to say some other stuff. I'm not like super into birds. I'm not super against birds, but I'm just not a bird person. And so I was like, why a hummingbird? And so I looked up a hummingbird, and it turns out, which maybe all of you already know, that hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly backwards. And I was like, huh. And so I was thinking about that and kind of turned it into the metaphor that I felt I wanted to be of how do you go back into painful places and into hard things while still keeping your eyes forward and not getting lost in it. So essentially, how do you feel mobile in pain? And so that ended up shaping this song kind of by accident, and then the album a bit on purpose. So this next song is based off of that, and it's called Rain Song. Rain on pavement ground, it hurts. The healing that I found. Storms, they comfort me, 'cause sun, it burns what I don't wanna leave. I latched a hummingbird. I'll move back when I look forward. And I'll fall like April snow. Confess I haven't learned of letting go. Like a hummingbird, I will escape all these echoes heard. I'm ready to conquer, and I'm ready to scream. I'm ready to let rain wash over me. Far and fast is ocean land. I need to understand. So I'll bruise the air with flight, revive the hue of wonder. It's alright. I wanna rise like a hummingbird. I will escape all these echoes heard. I'm ready to conquer, and I'm ready to scream. I'm ready to let rain wash over me. Like a hummingbird, I will escape all these echoes heard. I'm ready to conquer, and I'm ready to scream. I'm ready to let rain wash over me. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to play a cover that might as well be an original, I think. Does anybody here know who Maggie Rogers is? Cool. She's an artist.
She's no one. I wrote this.
Yeah, actually, we wrote the song. No, she's an artist that we like and admire. And I guess that tends to be the songs that we're drawn to cover. I guess tend to be musically interesting, but also lyrically, or at least in some realm, a storytelling of something fulfilling or something a little bit more dense. So this one's a bit of a mix between something a bit fun and something a bit meaningful. What's it called? It's called "That's Where I Am."
I found a reason to wake up, coffee in my cup, start a new day. Wish we could do this forever, never remember mistakes that we made. I told you I loved you when we were just friends. You kept me waiting and I hated you then. Waited a few years to settle your debts. I never got over secrets I kept. It all works out in the end. Wherever you go, that's where I am. Boulders turn into sand. Wherever you go, that's where I am. Now I wait in your doorway, covered in flowers. I think of her, a woman that you once dated. I couldn't relate to her glitter and furs. Who were you then, and who is she now? She know that we were together somehow. You never touched me, but I felt you everywhere. It all works out in the end. Wherever you go, that's where I am. Even boulders turn into sand. Wherever you go, that's where I am. That's where I am. That's where I am. No, I'll never find another. No one else can do it better. When we're together, it feels like heaven. You're the only one I ever wanted. All I ever really wanted was you. No, I'll never find another. No one else can do it better. When we're together, it feels like heaven. You're the only one I ever wanted. All I ever really wanted was you. It all works out in the end. Wherever you go, that's where I am. Even boulders turn into sand. Wherever you go, that's where I am. That's where I am. That's where I am. That's where I am. That's where I am.
Barefoot.
holding up okay? All right, sweet. So we have CDs in the back, and that's the Hummingbird. And on that album, it was a bit before we existed. And so on the recording, it was a bunch of friends from college. And so there's it's a 9-piece band on the recording. So there's horns and strings and all this stuff going on. Same songs. But as we got together as a group and essentially figured out we wanted to forge in a slightly different direction, but still be able to play these songs, we took the task of essentially how do we make a song that's been arranged for a 9-piece to sit in a 2-piece or a 3-piece without feeling like the song lost its essence. So we messed around with, I guess, all of these songs that you're hearing. And this one specifically that we're about to play, it's called Barefoot. And this one we changed the most from the record into just a duo between piano and drums. And what's the backstory? I don't know if there's any meaningful backstory other than it's a song about trying to, I guess the same thing as Hummingbird. It's a song about trying to overcome, and I think specifically about how to let go when it feels like you're still not ready to let go. So this is called Barefoot. Would you read me like an X-ray, searching for a break? 'Cause the pattern of my headspace may be causing a mistake. If I dreamt it all and I left it all, would you tell me that I'm crazy, that you've heard it all before? I'm a record playing circles from the well stitched in my core. If I dream it all and I leave it all, where my bones are painted black now and my teeth don't stand to show, how my fingers wrap my jawbone, and I swore I'd never know how to turn my head in triumph while still searching for my rest, how to focus on the heartbreak while reviving my own chest. You tell me that I'm absent, omnipresent to myself, like a ghost who's chasing history, trying to be somebody else. If I breathe it out, would you breathe me in? If I breathe it out, would you breathe me in? Where my bones are painted black now and my teeth don't stand to show, how my fingers wrap my jawbone, and I swore I'd never know how to turn my head in triumph while still searching for my rest, how to focus on the heartbreak while reviving my own chest. What I hope to find, I'm finding here. There's a flesh still trying here. Yeah, my skin's still shaking, skin still shaking
speaking here. I will be. I will be. I will be. I will be. Where my bones are painted black now, and my teeth don't stand to show. How my fingers wrap my jawbone, and I swore I'd never know how to turn my head in triumph while still searching for my rest. How to focus on the heartbreak while reviving my own chest. Would you read me like an x-ray with bones arranged by piece, and forgive the fractured headache, 'cause its walls are incomplete? Thank you. All right, I think we got 1.5 left, and then we'll take a break. It's a very long 1.5. I was spinning this. Okay. Yeah. This is such like a welcoming, like this is a nice atmosphere. So yeah, so thanks for having us. This is fun. All right, so I guess the last song and a half. Keep talking about Hummingbird, so I'll keep talking about it. The other essence, other than the metaphor of the going back and forward and pain and not pain, ended up kind of falling in the song we're about to play, which I guess is a bit of a somber title. It's called When the Strong One Cries. And the short story of it, it's a listening room, so I guess I'll elaborate here a little bit, is long, sorry. So I ended up several years ago in Seattle, Washington, and I lived at a medical clinic for about 2 years out there for a bunch of physical illnesses and stuff. And when I was there were 2 main clinics that were a couple blocks away, and I couldn't drive, and so it was just walking between them for different appointments and such. And between the 2 clinics, there was a bench that ended up becoming, I guess, Hummingbird and metaphor are the words of the night. That became sort of a metaphor for all of the things that happened in Seattle. So it's where I would call my mom. It's where I would be, on pain meds. It's where I would want to sleep. It's where I would want to take a rest if I was tired walking between the 2 clinics. And so I ended up eventually leaving Seattle, and I went back to college, and I went to school in Indiana. And when I was in Indiana, I took a poetry class, and one of the assignments for this poetry class was to make a map of something. And it's a poetry class, so it couldn't be any map that actually made sense. And so I was like, okay, well then how do you make a map of something that doesn't make any sense? And so I was thinking, and I actually wanted to apply myself to the project. And so I was like, what would it be if I made a map of pain? Like everybody tries to map pain and figure it out, and not that I can crack any codes here, but how do I let some of it out a little bit? And I'm not a crafty person at all, but I found myself at Michael's in the clearance section. And I was just walking around to see if any ideas stuck out, and there was this foam head on sale. I was like, all right, great, I'll do that. So I had paint at home, not a painter, just happened to have paint. And so I took this foam head and a bunch of paint and like a really horrible paintbrush on the porch of my college house that afternoon, and I decided I'd just paint the head whatever I felt like paint felt like. So I had all these colors, and I tried to apply meaning to all these different colors. So I made a map, and there's all these adjectives and all these colors. And so I did this whole thing. I was like, wow, that was a lot. And so I put it away, and I was like, now I just take a walk and kind of like just be done with it. And I suppose it's a little bit cliche, but I took a walk, and halfway through the walk, the song just came. And so I ran back home, and I wrote it down. And I was like, surely a song can't come that easily and be good. And so I figured I'd just pitch it. And so I ended up just singing the song for this project, and then had this head. And then there was something about this song that I just couldn't shake. And so I guess it's not my judgment if it's good or bad, but I found it quite meaningful.
And so we've continued to play it. And I guess it's about the bench and what it means to try to figure out pain in the midst of a lot of turmoil, and when you're trying to heal and when you're trying to overcome. So that's like song 1. And then the half is we mash it up at the end with a song called Make It Rain. And that's where we'll end our set, and then we'll come back after the break. So again, thank you for having us. All right.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure I was heard.
If birds fell like rain and sun melted like snow in times like these, I'd feel less alone. When the strong one cries on a bench in July, needing time to change like freckles on my bones. Moving isn't easy when war paint doesn't settle beneath your skin. Be strong doesn't mean much when memories all there is to move on. If I fell like snow and learned to let go in times like these, I wouldn't need to know. When the strong one cries on a bench in July, what would happen to the years ahead of time? Moving isn't easy when war paint doesn't settle beneath your skin. Be strong doesn't mean much when memories all there is to move on. When the strong one cries, I'll wait for you. When the strong one cries, I'll sing for you. 'Cause war paint goes against the seams of lonely hearts and broken dreams. When the strong one cries, I'll wait for you. When the strong one cries, I'll sing for you. 'Cause war paint goes against the seams of lonely hearts and broken dreams. When the strong one cries, on a bench in July. Oh, no rain is just a pattern to overcome. Rain, oh, make it rain now, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, oh, make it rain now, make it rain, make it rain. When the sin of my father way down in my soul, and the pain of my mother will not let me go. Well, I know that there can come fire from the sky to refine the purest of kings. So even though I know this fire brings me pain, even so, Lord, just the same, make it rain, make it rain now, make it rain. Make it rain, make it rain, oh, make it rain now, make it rain, make it rain. It rain, oh, make it rain now, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, oh, make it rain now, make it rain, make it rain.
Okay. Hello, Joel. Hello, Joel. Once again, Joel was sleeping at the switch. Now, I'm listening to this last song about making it rain. You know what the forecast is? For starting at 11 tonight and going
Really?
all the way through tomorrow. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can blame it on Albion West if we get flooded out. So we'll take a short break. Refill your coffee cups. I didn't do that. Oh, that wasn't me? Oh, shoot. I thought that was me. Oh, that was the thunder. Okay. All right, yeah. So you can refill your coffee cups. They did bring some merch. It's up on the counter. They wouldn't mind. They're just leaving it here with somebody else. So take a look and see what you might like. We'll be back shortly. it gets out shortly, so I may have to get out of the way. Next Friday, we have a duo, the Pick and Pear spelled like the fruit. I think that's kind of a unique little handle to have. Of course, they'll be here, the usual 8 o'clock. Doors open at 7:30 or whenever I get here. A sing-along tomorrow from 2 to 4 in this room. George Matson, I believe, will be the leader. And you can come, you can sing, you can play, you can watch, whatever you want to do. Just to let you know, the lights came up. We are pretty much booked through the end of the year and into next year already, every Friday night, with wonderful people like that we have here tonight. And I've got a 2-page here about the Fox Valley Folk Music Festival coming up on Labor Day weekend. There's all kinds of information here. It's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3-day festival. Going to be held, the in-person is going to be held at the Unitarian Church in Hinsdale, where we have the Acoustic Renaissance Series concerts, Randy Steika and company. It's also going to be live streamed, and you can go to their website. If you want, you can buy the tickets to be in person. There'd be a limited number of tickets, and it's $30 per day. They have to be purchased in advance. The key there is the fvfs.org. So Fox Valley Folklore Society.org. And you will, at the in-person, you will have to be wearing a mask regardless of your vaccination status. I can go on in here. There's a number of performers going to be there. Page 2. Those who are going to be in person: February Sky, the Reverend Robert Jones, Trillium, Tim Grimm, Lee Murdoch, Jack Williams. Some remote performers: John Gorka, Sparky, and Rhonda Rucker. There's storytelling, and if you need more information, I've got the sheet right here. So let me see if I've missed anything. Yeah, I skipped over some of the people. So that typically is done on Labor Day weekend on the Fox Valley, on the Fox River in Geneva. Sadly, for COVID conditions, they've elected to be both at the Unitarian Church and or online and streaming. All right, I think I've done about all I can do here. Are you guys ready to go? So, Jeremiah, Kacie, and Linnea on a cello.
Yes.
I called it a big violin, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's not that far off.
Oh yeah, I know. But when you read the bio on these guys, they all have degrees in music and production, and yeah, there's no slackers up here. So with that, take it away, guys.
No pressure. Thanks. All right. This one's called Fight or Fight.
Sorry half for broken hearts is what I find I wear. Subtleties expecting me to turn my hope elsewhere. The river falls like blood between my bloodstream and my mind. If hope fell like water, I'd leave this earth behind. Fighter, fight. I'm tired of pouring water on my mind. Silence drowning you inside. Wounded heart is waking, so I'm calling seven seas. The vessel of my body needing you to breathe in me. Tired hands are climbing through the marrow of my bones. If breath became my water, I'd let all this go. Fighter, fight. I'm tired of pouring water on my mind. Silence drowning you inside. Breathe on, breathe on, breathe on all that you breathe on. Breathe on, breathe on, breathe on all that you breathe on. Fighter, fight. I'm tired of pouring water on my mind. Silence drowning you inside.
Thank you very much. So we might have some takers on the next one. I don't think you would call it a cover so much as an arrangement of. Anybody here know Wayfaring Stranger? I'm just a poor. Cool. So does that help? I don't think that helps. So we, it's a song I've loved for a long time, and I convinced these guys to also like it. And we kind of flipped it on its head a little bit. Hey.
I'd liked it before too.
Okay, all right. I won't take the credit. Sorry. And we kind of flipped it on its head a little bit and had some fun. This is Wayfaring Stranger, or our version of it at least.
I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, no toll, no danger in this bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. He said he'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home.
I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is hard and steep. Yet beauteous fields will rise before me, and God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'll meet me when I go. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only
He said he'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home.
So this next one, the first song we played tonight is a very new song, so not a post-Hummingbird song. And this next one is one that we've also been working on. So maybe they'll both sound a tad different. I guess that's a good thing. It's called I'm Not Calling.
I'm not calling for you, sister. I'm not calling for your mother. Oh, my Father, I have found another to keep me safe and warm. Oh, my Father, I have found another lover. I'm not calling for your shelter. I know the home that's mine. I'm not screaming for a streetlight. Not a whisper, not a sign. Take the match, strike the wood. Oh, my flesh did what it could. Oh. Journey isn't leaving, but I'm caught up in the moment, and I found I'm not bleeding. It's the feeling of the sun when it glows and it flows to your tiptoes, and your mind begins to know how it goes when the wind begins to blow, and the breeze, how it feels when your skin begins to show that it knows, that it knows, that it knows now. That it knows, that it knows. I read it through the goosebumps. I heard it through the call. Might have been a vision, 'cause I knew nothing at all. I read it through the goosebumps, heard it through the call. Might have been a vision, 'cause I knew nothing at all. I'm not needed anymore. I'm not needed anymore. Oh, my Father, I found another to keep me safe and warm. Oh, my Father, I have found another. Oh, my Father, I found Thank you very much. Blackbird. All right, we're going to throw in another cover. This one is kind of, all right, it's Blackbird by the Beatles. I could just cut to the
You'll
chase.
definitely know this one.
Yeah. So we kind of accidentally started playing this one. There's a version. I don't know if anybody here knows what a real book is, but it's big book. This what I'm going to be reading from of a bunch of just jazz standards. And there's okay, thank you. And there's a real book that isn't jazz standards, but they pretend to be. And there was a version of Blackbird in that. And Jeremiah and I were doing a gig one time, and we needed to fill some time. So I was like, hey, why don't we do this? So we put a version of it together, and every time it feels fitting, we just throw it in. So it's kind of an unpracticed, see what happens kind of version that we think is quite fun. So this is Blackbird Jazz. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, this moment to be free. Thank you very much.
We're going to keep changing it up on you. We're going to go to another cover. This is it's a multi-layered cover. The root of the cover is a Tom Waits song called Fish and Bird. And some folk artists that I love, whose names are Aoife O'Donovan and Noam Pikelny. Those are some good Americana names, huh? They did a cover of it that I've discovered and I love. So we're doing our little own version of that. It's a little lullaby-esque. So maybe it's fitting. We're 2/3 of the way through the evening. And here's Fish and Bird.
They bought a round for the sailor, and they heard his tale of a world that was so far away, and a song they'd never heard, a song of a little bird who fell in love with a whale. He said, "You cannot live in the ocean," and she said to him, "You never can live in the sky, but the ocean is filled with tears, and the sea turns into a mirror. There's a whale in the moon when it's clear, and a bird on the tide. Please don't cry. Let me dry your eyes and tell me that you will wait for me. Hold me in your dry your eyes and tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me in your arms. I promise we never will part. And I'll never sail back to the time, but I'll always pretend that you're mine. For I know we both must part. You can live in my heart.
Thank you.
We've got a couple of songs left, but this is our last. Oh, I was about to say it's the last one from Hummingbird. It's not. Never mind. This next song,
Disregard.
this next song is called 6-Letter Word. And it's a song I wrote. I feel like I'm giving maybe the impression with the other song I extrapolated on. I wrote in a second. This next one I also wrote in a second. It's when I was my last semester of college in Indiana. I was driving back and forth from Chicago every weekend, and so it was a lot of time to listen to music and think and just kind of process the week. And one of those drives on the highway, which is completely illegal, but I was fine. I was thinking, and all these words just came to my mind. And so with one hand I was on the highway, and with the other I was just writing the song down on my phone. And so all the lyrics came. I know you're like, please don't do that. Haven't done it since. And so I wrote all these lyrics down. I didn't have any music to go with them, and so I wasn't sure what it was going to turn into. But I ended up sitting down with it later on and ended up fitting into what you're about to hear. And the 6-letter word is mother. So the song is about my mom. You're the 6-letter word that I'm trying to spell, but my hand keeps on stumbling. My eyes start to well when I'm thinking of you. I am thinking of me, the burden you carry, and the fight to believe. I've been exhausting, this sickness, this view. We've run it down like roses, I've run it down with you. But mother, I notice a heart that's abused. A million miles of battles, a million miles of use. A million miles of use. I can feel the way you feel when my heart is heavy and my lungs are keeled. When I'm begging for help, you feel it too. I know that it burns, and I burn for you too. And I burn for you too. You would tear off your skin just to piece me together, but your stitches will wear, so I'm afraid to be better. I know that you've cried, and I've hidden tears. It's a love that is spoken,
when the puddles appear. But just for a minute, could we let all this loose and build up something present, build up something new? A hunt for the sticks. If you pop the flu, we can live in the teepee as the smoke rises through. As the smoke rises through. I can feel the way you feel. My heart is heavy, my lungs are keeled. When I'm begging for help, you feel it too. I know that it burns, and I burn for you too. And I burn for you too. And I burn, and I burn, and I burn. And I burn, and I burn, and I burn. And I burn, and I burn, and I burn. And I can feel the way you feel. My heart is heavy, my lungs are keeled. And I'm begging for help, you feel it too. I know that it burns, and I burn for you too. And I burn for you too.
Got 2 long songs left. Is that okay time-wise? All right, cool. I'm gonna make another switch. This next song is the last one, actually. Now that we're gonna play off of Hummingbird, and it's aptly called Seattle, which is the whole Untitled Cries. In case you didn't put that one together. And this is a song that we almost never play because of me. It's I suppose a power ballad of sorts that is very near and dear to my heart. So it's about letting go, I guess, as most of these songs are, but trying to feel it in the process. So we haven't actually played it much together, but we're going to give it a go. And when I'm at the piano, I take my glasses off. All right. I'm the homeward bound and shaken down. I'm the glory that remains unfound. I'm the fighting when trying surrenders its fate. I'm the one to feel love and the hurt to escape. I'm the nomad who holds on to memories too tight, which is why I'm not sure that I'm doing this right. But I'm tired of flat lines and changes in plans. So I'm thanking you deeply, no fist in my hand. So we'll go on living and trying
to grow. And I'll keep on singing, so you always know that you're more than this means. Like the air to a leaf, and you've changed my delight infinitely. I'm the nomad feet and hold me down. I'm the traveler who's never found. I'm the one who is tired of saying goodbye, but I know that somehow it is worth it to cry. So we'll go on living and trying to grow, and I'll keep on singing, so you always know that you're more than this means. Like the air to a leaf, and you've changed my delight infinitely. There's a space in the needle, and I was scared to believe that the walls of a building could fall into me, and it washed through my blood, and it poured through my veins, and my skin is reminded of Seattle rain. So I'll keep on sinking and finding the floor, and I'll keep on praying to something more, 'cause you're more than this means. Like the air to a leaf, and you've changed my delight infinitely. Thank you very much. The fake one more. Unless you want to, kick us out. Okay.
All right, so we've got one more real one. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for having us. This is our last cover by this guy named Dermot Kennedy, who's an Irish singer-songwriter, and it's called After Rain. You call arrows to fall short, 'cause the snow is at our feet. And when embraces subside and the lilies have died, it comes down to a tear on a sheet. But that's all right, because you caused lanterns to light and forced demons to fall short. And if Lucifer may fear the swift drying of tears, then for evil you could not be worse. And I see you now, yeah, I see you. Release me now, kinda like dreams do. And I see you now, it's hard to see you. Don't forget to sing. Remember everything. You're the only little girl I know who'd bring a kite in the snow. Said, are you gonna hold it up? She said, nah, I'm gonna let it go. When your heart hurts, days like today are the anecdote. If you think just maybe it's her, then promise me, young man, you're gonna let her know. To have ourselves a brawl. The dead of night, one window open. You heard her singing down the hall, singing about him, least he hoping. She left her listener enthralled.
You won't go lonely yet. 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 Thank you very much.
All right. What a wonderful night for music. You know, it's not very often that we have somebody come in and request the piano. But, you know, when it's here, anybody can come in and play on their piano anytime they want. Anyway, next week, remember, pick and pair like the fruit. Like the fruit. And the Fox Valley Folklore Society.org. For anybody who needs information, I'll keep talking about that for the next couple of weeks. With that, though, are we going to let these guys out of here without another song? Nobody gets out without another song. So David knows because he's one of our regulars here. So, Albion West, do you have one more song? I don't know. Oh, say please. Oh, man. Please say yes. Oh, good. Take it away.
Just for Dave.
All right, we're gonna have one that we're gonna ask you to sing on. So saved it for the last, and then you can just scurry out if you don't like it. This is one from the album before Hummingbird. I wrote, and it was just me solo. It was called "This Is Water," and all of the songs on it we no longer play except for this next one. And this next one, or the last one, it's called "Come Home." The brief story is that, like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, my family was told by my grandmother. So my grandmother told my mom told me, that my grandmother had an adopted sister growing up that she never told anybody about. And then this adopted sister ran away, and they never saw each other again. I was like, wow, what a story. And also, what a thing to keep inside. So I tried my best to put her in, or put her in my shoes? No, that wouldn't work out well. To put myself in her shoes. And kind of merge that with my feelings of longing, of wanting to come home or wanting anybody to come home. And so you get to chill for a couple of minutes, and then at the end, there's a part where we're going to ask you to sing, "Come home, come home, come home, my friend." And you're going to have that part, and then we're going to stop singing it. You're going to keep singing it, and then we're going to start singing something else. We're just going to see what happens. We're going to sing something else no matter what happens. But the goal is that we're all singing at that point. So thank you again. This has been a joy. And this is "Come Home." Once I tune, it will be better to listen to.
I don't know where you're going, and I don't know where you've been, but please won't you tell me, oh, if I'll see you again. If I'll see you again. I find that my soul cries, but all the rubble just stays inside. And all the memories, the melodies, just trying to stay alive. Kicked back by a heartbeat that won't speak, but trying to make a sound with white walls and a hospital gown. Oh, the whisper of your touch has never slipped away. Oh, the pulsing of a lover who's forgotten how to love. Who's forgotten how to love. I'm here, are you really there? 'Cause there's a part of me that's oh so scared. Counting up the sleepless nights, covers for disguise, wishing you'd be silver, silver, oh, silver over my fear. Okay, this is going to become your part. Come home, come home, come home, my friend. Try that with me. Come home, come home, come home. All right, we're gonna come back to that. All right, start nice and quiet. Come home, come home, come home, my friend. That's it, a little bit louder. Come home, come home, come home, my friend. Keep it going. Come home, come home, come home. That's it. Keep it going. Keep it going. Come home. All right, keep that going. Run fast for your mother. Run fast for your father. Run for your children, for your sisters and your brothers, as loud as you can. Leave all your loving behind. You can't carry it with you. You want to survive. Last time. Come home, come home, come home. You want to survive. Come home, come home, come home, my friend. Thank you all very much.
Okay, now I'm ready to go home. First she sings about rain, and now she's telling me to go home. So I think I will. Like I say, next week is a pick and pear, the pear like the fruit. And we, like I say, we got music here every Friday night, so you have no excuse to say, I don't know what to do tonight. It's a pretty cheap date. And with that, we'll say goodnight for now, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.